Howdy folks, hopefully you can all hear me. Can you just give me an affirmative in the live chat just to tell me that I'm on and vision and sound is okay? Yeah, I'm on grace time. Yeah, thanks for that, Dino. We've got Ivor Junction. Hello, Danny. Nice to see you. Barnabas Junction, Jason. Good afternoon, all. H&H Express, that's hi. Hello, hi. We've got Les in from the good old US of A. Wolfsex Scenics is Paul Wood. Hello, Paul. And Delft Junction. Hi, Pete. Nice to see you all. Quite bright today, but blooming chilly out there. Fairly warm in the shed. Yeah, I've got the little heater going. And Colin's engaged. Yeah, brilliant trestle bridge, Colin. I've got running something to go with it today, so I'll be showing you that in a minute. News. What news have we got? Well, it was a busy night last night on Fly Mode Chairman. Hello, Adam. Nice to see you. We'll be in the back. Okay, that's super. And Lee. Hello, Lee. Yeah, it was a busy night last night with Brian Finn kicking off the live streams at 6 o'clock. And then we were followed by Shedmouth Junction, which is Martin and Evie. And then from there, we went across to RGJ Trains, and that filled out quite a nice evening. Robert's train set, Robert Valentine, for those of you that know Robert. Good afternoon, sir. Nice to see you. What's running today? Yes, well, I thought my rolling stock was in the shed waiting for me. It wasn't. So that was the reason I was a little delayed. Sorry about that. 1,000 apologies. I knew where they would be in our little storage facility, so it was just a matter of running and grabbing them. So yeah, as you can imagine, we've got an American flavour today. Reason for this is, for those of you that know Paul Vosman, and his site is called Tommy's Station. Brilliant model railway guy. He can fix just about anything. True engineer. He got hold of some Marklin American stock. I know it's an oddity, but just make sure there's no wasps in there. Yeah, good. And a couple of them were in a dreadful state, but I don't know if he got it. He must have got it cheap. But I thought, oh, that looks familiar. And it occurred to me that we've got exactly the same set of 3 items in this set. So I thought, oh, let's see what he's got. So there's a Union Pacific caboose, and there's 2 Union Pacific stock cars, both slightly different. One of them, all you've got is the chassis, which is die cast, and it was snapped into half a dozen pieces. And I said to him, is that Mazrock? You know, Mazak's known for doing this. And he said, no, these look like they were snapped by human hand type of thing. You know, clean brakes. And I thought, well, that's odd. And I've been thinking about that. And I thought, well, why would somebody do that? And the only thing I can think of is that on some of the old blue box kits, I just saw a wasp go past them. On some of the old blue box kits, these have got Mazak chassis. And sometimes when they've been sitting in the box because they're kits for so many years, they get a little bent. And that's all I can think of. They had a slightly bent chassis, and somebody has tried to ease the chassis, and it's got to the point where it's just gone and it's broken. And of course, once it's done that, you're either going to use some very strong glue. Dwight Curley, hello, nice to see you. I think it was you, Dwight, who got to 500. Is that right? Congratulations on that. And we've also had Craig at Durham Junction. He's got to 1,000, and Dino has got to 1,000. So 1K subscribers. That's not to be sneezed at. That's very good going. Apparently, the quality of the zinc used in Mazak nowadays isn't as pure as the 60s and 70s. Well, those kits have lasted pretty well. But of course, if there's any lead in it, that's when you start getting problems 5 years, 10 years down the line, as we all know, because Hornby have had a fair amount of Mazak rot. I had some on the 9F that I was putting back together, and the Class 31 was particularly prone to it, particularly several iterations that they did. It was just a really bad batch. And of course, you didn't realise this until you pulled it out of storage for 5, 10 years down the line, and all of a sudden you look at it and there's a crack in the corner, and you think, well, it wasn't like that when I put it away. And then, of course, you look further into it, and the Mazak started to split and crack, and it has an effect on the plastic around it. But there you go. We've got Dan's model railroading journey. Hello, Dan. Nice to see you. That's right. Okay. So what have we got? Now these I got from the States because I was having real difficulty getting hold of anything Denver and Rio Grande. So whilst the postage and packing was fairly cheap, so I'm going back a couple of years, a year or so, I got these, and they were already built. So I'll just very carefully pick these out. Try and keep them in their sort of original packing. And these, Overton. I think the 36-foot Overton coaches. I think they're really smart. They're sort of chunky and beefy. And I like my American stuff. I really do. For those of you that live in America, wow, what a country. So I'm just about, this is the end unit because it's got a little veranda on the end. So this will go last. And I'll just pop these down over here. And they run really freely, really nice. And I love them. They were, fairly cheap kits back in the day. And even look at the boxes. That's probably a 1970s box. And it's as good as new. And it's been open and closed, open and closed, open and closed, open and closed. Yeah. It was real quality back in the day. I know, well, everything was better then, but some of the packaging we get these days just falls apart. And then some of the newer models, they've gone overboard with the packaging because things have been damaged. There's a whole lot more gets posted these days. So lots more things get damaged and they've had to up the stakes with the packaging. Right, let's move along to the next one. Yes, thank you, Dino. If everybody could hit the like button, that would be most appreciated. A bit like what Richard tested yesterday, yeah. The Wisbeach and Upwell tramway coaches. They've had quite a fairly long gesticulation. There's a little combine, so it's half baggage and half. I think that's lovely. Really, really nice. Somebody put these together with some care and they actually put KDs on it. Still the old plastic wheels, but I could change them if I wanted to. I'm not sure if they're 33 inch or 36 inch. Perhaps one of our American guys could tell us. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, fairly good detail, nice mouldings. Really good artwork. They were fabulous value. Particle Station. Hi, Charlie. I'll just pop this one over there. Let's move along to the next one. This is a little 4-coach rake. I do have some Denver and Rio Grande. Dragon Junction, there's Lord Al. Hello, Lord Al. Funny guy. Funny guy. Well, this one's got his roof popped off, but I'll just show you the insides. Even then, there is some detail in there. So I'll just pop this back together. Right, so here is the, what I did, I got some 3D printed things that a guy did in the States and had them sent over. So if I took that forward, that's like a 3D insert, if you like. I can probably pick it out. Yeah, there you go. A 3D insert, which gives the inside some relief. Let's just pop the lid back on and pop that over here. And the final one. Plastic wheels are so much less noisy when running. Yes, they are. All this stuff about, oh, well, it leaves loads of marks on the track and that. I don't think so. I don't think so. Right, this one's just a true passenger. So there it is. Right, I'll just pop that one down there so I can get the lid back on. All these boxes have been well used and massaged, and they were really built fit for purpose. So they're nice and easy. They even put all of the writing on the end, so at a glance I can just Overton's, right, I've got them. Right, I'll just pop these down on the back. Right then, let's build the train. I'll build it behind me, so in theory you can see what I'm doing. We've got, that's the end of the train. We'll have the passenger car. Sorry, I'm sort of ignoring the chat. Oh, Anthony Dodge, another one of our American cousins. Hello, Anthony. Nice to see you. Dev Junction Pete. Been doing some shopping. No, these are things I've had, but it was a Paul Vosman inspired trip today, man. Just because he bought these Marklin American Union Pacific set. One of them was destroyed, literally, and the other two needed some work, a change of wheels, which we've had to do with these, because obviously the 3-rail runs a bit different and you get a dead short if you just put anything Marklin straight onto DC or DCC track. So, right, let's build this train. Right, little 4x4 roads coming around, and then what I'll do, I'll bring it out behind it and connect it all up. That's the theory. Sorry, I hate turning my back on you. It's a horrible thing to do. Alan, have you been a naughty boy then? Yeah, I did email Alan and said what the hell happened, and apparently he put a comment on somebody's video, and all of a sudden he got a 48-hour ban, and for no apparent reason. Can't explain that one. Right, here we go. Number 3. Open that up. Close that up. Pop this one on. Oh. Right, let's do train catch up. Oh, got there, and that's such a wide curve, that one, which is, I don't know, it's about a 7 foot radius, 7 foot diameter, so 3.5 foot radius. It's so wide that the actual knuckles can actually connect while it's on the curve. That's really tough to do. Yeah, I'm not sure Alan can iterate any more of an idea. I don't know whether somebody put report or something like that, and it went to an algorithm, and they just said, right, we'll give you 48 hours to cool off. Nasty. That's the trouble. You've got machines doing this kind of thing because there's millions of people using it. Yeah, you're right, Colin. It is ridiculous. Ivor Van Zon, hello. Nice to see you. Mark Lynn in the Netherlands decided to throw some money at Christmas layouts. Yeah, I could dig that. Yeah. Yeah, really good. Yeah, why not? If it's going to boost their sales, sure. Why not? Anyway, right, I'll relocate you so you can see some of the action, but I'll do it just before the trains get to you. Otherwise, it might be a long wait at the rate they're moving. Could you try Richard's coaches with your ones and see if the wheels make any difference on how they run? I would, but he's put them away. So that's a no-no. Oh, somebody's texting me. Forgive me. Oh, it's Vodafone. What a pain in the bum they are. Delete. That just shows you what kind of square wheels technology I'm using. That's a well-old phone. But it does what I ask of it. Robert saying, yeah. How do the trolls get away with it then? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one, Pete. Some folk don't have enough to do. Yeah, that's a valid point. I'll be at the Intra-Chewing tomorrow to go to their Christmas layout and make some videos there for later in the month. Oh, great. Okay, hi. Yeah, I'll have a watch of those. Andy Dobson. Hi, Andy. How are you, mate? Good to see you. They're really cracking down on the rules. You can use the word SUB in anybody's videos or post a link on anyone else's video. Okay. Look and see if you can buy a Christmas tree. Yeah, one for the Christmas tree. You can't use the word sub. Oh, does that mean subscriber? Oh, sub. I just used it. Obviously, they haven't got a voice algorithm yet. They probably have for words like COVID and things like that. So I think I'll risk it. There's Mark from Hemel Down. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you. Having a bit of an American fest today, so I'll adjust the camera. I'll adjust it over here so you can see the 440 coming around. Here we go. Sorry about the sick cam. Here we go. Now you should see yonder 440 any second now. Oh, there she comes. Digger Evans, hello Digger. Nice to see you, mate. Alan's got a film out at the end of the week. New station. Oh, we'll just have to wait for that. Right, let's relocate said camera so I don't have to hold it. Right, let's see what this does. There. Okie dokie. What's running today? Okay, we've got an Alco 260 running. This is sort of a budget Bachmann model with the budget Bachmann sound, but it's pretty good. I mean, I really like it. Can everybody still hear me okay? Right, hoving into sight any second now from your left will be the Alco 260 pulling the said Marklin 3-car train. Loud and clear. Oh, jolly good. And here comes, this is a Richmond 440, so it's a more modern 440, but in much better detail than the older. You've got Westinghouse pumps on there, pulling the Overton stock, which is Denver and Rio Grande. Whoa. A steamy Andy Dobson is something that a dog leaves behind on a cold day. Oh, I've been waiting ages to say that one. Yeah, Dwight, they're the old blue box cars, the Overton coaches. And I think they're really smart. For anything old time, they really do hit the mark. Oh, there's Chaz. Hello, Chaz. What have you missed? Well, like buses, it will be coming around in about a half a minute. I'm running some American stuff today, Chaz. A little 440. So we've gone semi-old Wild West. That's funny. Paul Vosman did a video on those Marklin toes last week. Yes, and it was that inspired this, Anthony. It was the fact that, oh, they look familiar. So I put a comment on Paul's and I said, would you like me to run them on Sunday? And he said, oh, yeah, do that. So coming from behind you from the left will be the Alco 260, pulling this rake of 3 Marklin boxcars and a caboose. And they're pretty good. I mean, by anybody's standards, that's as good as anything Athen can do. Hopefully you're seeing all of the lettering the right way round. And coming the other way, Chaz, is an Alco 260 pulling some very old Denver and Rio Grande 36-foot Overton coaches. Yeah, Colin, the one that Paul has, I think it was the least damaged of any of the parts that he got. So he got two complete, he got the caboose and a boxcar, which were more or less complete. And the third one was absolutely destroyed. I might have missed it. Did you get the tankers yet? No, sorry, Anthony, I haven't got them yet. But you did send me the I can't remember what you call it, the tracking advice. But I haven't looked at it yet. I'm frightened to, actually. Just in case it says it's in Mobile, Alabama or somewhere. But yeah, I will look into that, Anthony. And it's just a matter of waiting. Okay, Pete. Still want the Pullmans, though. Are the angels still there? Yeah, they're firmly attached within my body. Yes, the angels haven't evaporated from my sphincter just yet. I would have said hell freezes over, but that's a bit extreme. Right, here comes the caboose. And I must say, Marklin did a bang-up job on that. Which is why, for my money, they're the best model railway producer in the world. You can argue that until you're blue in the face, but they've got the consistency of and their history behind them. If you look on Friday night on Anthony's stream, you will see what Marklin quality can do. So much so that Dino's gone over to Marklin. Yes, it's expensive, but you get what you pay for. Okay, Dino got what I sent him, and they both made it to the UK. Right, to track what I send, as much as tracking what's sent to me. Yeah. The trouble is, when you look at tracking information in this country, Anthony, it's flaky to say the least. You look at you're looking for a train of events to happen, and what you usually get is this package has been sent, and the next thing you know, it arrives. I see you have a Midlands HST set. Did have, sold it. Yeah, it was an old Ringfield job. It was in pretty good nick, but I spoke to Richard about it, and I said, you know, is this really our interest? And he said, nah. So I flogged it at the local model shop. Oh, Dino's got some stuff coming today. Yeah, I love that camera, Dino, that you've got. But at 300 odd quid, that's a bit pricey, mate. But again, you get what you pay for. A little faith in the mailing system. Yes, it does get here, and it usually gets here in pretty good nick. So I'm not going to moan too much. But there are certain times when you think, oh, it's taking so long. An early Christmas present from the wife. Yes, that's right, Dino. And what a present. I mean, fabulous. I did look at some of the reviews of that particular camera. And it looks like it could capture the market between your camcorder and your mobile phone, because it seems to have the best features of both all in one unit. Yeah, there are still cube cameras out there though, around the £100 mark, and they're pretty good quality. But what Dino's got is like a pocket camera with an auto gimbal on it, so it's really high tech, high spec, and obviously it can work in low light circumstances. It can work in a lot of circumstances. They've really looked into it, and it's a fabulous camera. So for everybody who's looking at that kind of thing, pop across to Dino's and have a look at what he did with that, and you can draw your own conclusions there. But I think it's pretty good. The chuffing's making you fall asleep. Yeah, I've got it down a prototype speed. I hate saying prototypical, but it's a speed that they actually would have went at. What I can do is, at the moment, I am, with those two on DCC, I am pulling 0.2 of an amp, a fifth of an amp, for two sound locomotives. The DJI Pocket 2, yeah, that's the one. Thanks, Dino. Right, let's go around the recall. I'm looking for number 1360. There it is. If I hit 8, there you go. How's that? I've still got the 440 with its sound on. It's calming. Yeah, well, it's trickling along in a form which I see a lot of American videos give you. You look at these videos and the trains are just chugging along, and they seem to take forever to go past you, and you think, well, that's the way they run them. So Pete's gone deaf. Wake up, Pete. Yeah, the Pocket 2. Haunted Halloween. That's Jake. Hello, Jake. Nice to see you. Now, I wonder what Ben's up to today. I haven't seen Ben in the chat. So I guess he's probably taking it easy for a Sunday. And he may well be seeing his children. So, yeah, family first. Yeah, I've got a bit of American stuff running today, inspired by one of our fellow YouTubers, Paul Vosman, known as Tommy's Station. Brilliant engineer is Paul. And if he's watching, yeah, I'll give your YouTube channel a leg up. Yeah, what the hell? Great bloke, great sense of humour, brilliant engineer. What he can do with stuff that we throw away is absolutely incredible. He's like an engineering version of Clive. I mean, Clive can pick out some really good bargains, and then somebody like Paul will pick them up and, oh, that's got to be fixed, and run with it. So, yeah, brilliant engineering. Now, I hope that's slow enough for you. Life can get a little too fast sometimes. Here comes the Alco. Tommy's Station. Good morning. Just a quick visit as the roofers come on his day off to replace some slates laying in my neighbour's garden. Dear, it did get windy. Coffee, yeah, 2 sugars in mine, please, Andy. There's Brian. Hello, Brian. Nice to see you. I'm sharing the shed with a wasp at the moment. I've got the door closed, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. They seem to get in one way or the other. They were probably born here. So let's just take that off. I'll give you some more chuff. What's his channel name again, Andy? Oh, what, Tommy's Station? He has just come into the live stream, so it should be there somewhere. But it's Tommy's Station. How is everyone? Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Brian. Great show yesterday. And it was nice that it segued into Martin and Evie's, which then segued into Rob and Grace's, which was great. So, Alan, you've got a video coming out. Is that end of the week? Tommy's Station, got it. Yeah, everybody should have it. Right, I'm not sure what's going to get to the camera first, but as you're watching, Paul, I've got a 4-4-0 running with 4 little Overton coaches, which are the old Athens Blue Box. And then going the other way, something very familiar to you. Yeah, Alan's got his video out later in the week. So everybody keep a watchful eye for that one. So I've got an Alco 260. It's actually a Boston and Maine Alco. Right, let me just go along. Stop that one. And you will now see what those Markling boxcars and caboose should have looked like, Paul. There's that one. Then there's the one with UP on the side, which I think you're missing, and the caboose. I just noticed I didn't put the headlight on. Hey, how about that? Just to show it wasn't a fluke. There we go. And if you're thinking, oh, that's a bit yellow, yes, it really is. Right, let's get things moving. That's pretty good slow speed. I'll get it moving a little faster this time. That's the whistle of the 440. Let's see if I can find the other one. I'm going to have to go around the block, I'm afraid. Right, let's try this. Headlight. Yay! I've got the headlight working. And this should be what the whistle sounds like. Oh, I love that tone. Oh, that's mute. You can hear that whistle blow 100 miles. Yeah. In fact, there's an old railroad song. I can't remember who did it, but I know it's called 10,000 Miles. It took ages to find out what the title was from actually listening to the song, but it's actually called 10,000 Miles. It's the same guy that I think it's on the flip side. I mean, we're talking about an old 78 wax record, like shellac. I think it was the Runaway Train on one side and 10,000 Miles on the other. Is it Michael Halliday? Yeah. Again, these are like big parts of your childhood when you find these kind of things and find a gramophone that can actually play it. Adam, you were a busker? We're learning more about you every day, brother. As well as being a very talented moderator. Yeah, right, here we go. Let's see if I can find the whistle on this one. One thing I would say about that 440, it's a very, they've made it a very complex job putting DCC in it. The mere fact that they've done it at all, but where it actually connects to the locomotive via a series of wires down by the drawbar, they've done it a really strange way, using a tiny little circuit board, and it's a nightmare. It would be much better to have hardwired it right the way through, and just not be able to take the tender off, and then design a box that can just be put straight in. I did have troubles with that, and when you take one of these apart, you have to hold your breath. Can you have your Marklin wagons back later? Yeah, Paul, it's in a different box though. Let me just show you the box. I think. I'll wait for the 440 to go past. I'll show you the box. Right, here we go. It's this one. If you can see that, let me pick the camera up. There you go. Is that the same box that you got? There's a number at the bottom. Uh, 45652. And what it's got inside it is literally 3 separate boxes for obviously one for each of the units. Yeah, that would be a great idea, Ivo. Let's just give a little bit of depth there. If it gets a little too close, then it can't focus. How's that? Yeah, it was really difficult getting anything Union Pacific in that silver. And then one day, I think Richard came across this Marklin set. And I'm not sure if it had a set of wheels or a set of wheels were available to order to change it to DC running. And he snapped it up. Yeah, that would be ideal, Ivo. There she comes. I think Marklin had done an outstanding job on that. Yeah, that little Alco I got second hand. It's not the best runner in the world. It is a little jerky, but it's got a bit of character. And for one of Bachmann's lower priced DCC items, I think I got it for a song. Must go. Mary Poppins and Dick Van Dyke have come to put the slates back. Okay, thanks for popping in, Paul. I really appreciate it. Yeah, by all means, have a look at Tommy's station. Fabulous. You'll have to turn the volume up because Paul does speak quite softly, but you know, it's a small price to pay for what you're going to gain. With a quick look at the catalogue, Tricks may have the correct metal wheels for these. Yeah, I think my son did source the correct wheels, and I think you might be right. I think they were Tricks for that set. And I think I've still got the old ones here. Hang on, bear with me. Where they gone? They are here somewhere, Ivo. Where are they? I'm looking. Here's something I've yet to try. Hornby magnetic couplers. So there you go. So I will give them a lash at some time. But usually I will use something like this, which are KDs. If I'm going to adjust anything with a NEM socket over to KD, I use them. And don't know if you can see the price, but they're not cheap. That was a tenner for how many? Two pairs. So 4 of them for a tenner. Not cheap. Oh dear, I cannot find them, Ivo. But yes, we do still have those. The UP cars are also sold as Tricks 24916. Oh, okay. It's worth looking out for. But I suppose if you can't see one on eBay at any particular time, you can just grab what's there. Okay. Chaz's dinner's on the table. Boss won't be pleased if it gets cold. Okay, thanks for coming, Chaz. Keep up the videos, mate. Always a joy to watch them. Yeah, it's a strange thing on the coaches that my son Richard got, the Wisbeach and Upwell coaches. With that wire on the roof, looked like that they'd formed it a little long at the factory. Perhaps they've got a jig that's just a millimetre or so out, and it's caused this bowing effect on it. I was really surprised by that, and somebody somewhere at the Rapido factory should have stepped on that one and just said, "Oh, whoa, wait a minute! You can either bend that slightly as you put it in to take out the slack, or make a new part and a new jig." So yeah, a bit of an odd one that. Pete, how is it pronounced? Is it called Wisbeach or Wisbeck? Actually write it in the comments if you can, how it's actually said. One thing I will say that I think both Ivo and Hi do absolute wonders with the English language. I mean, Hi is a fabulous English speaker by anybody's imagination. Tricks article 320552 for the NEM wheels. Oh, brilliant. Okay, thanks for that, Ivo. I think that's probably what Richard sourced. Swiss Beach. Okay. Come on, Pete, I'm counting on you. Is it actually Whiz Beach or Whizbeck? I do have a bit of a confession to make as well. I did actually have Toby the tram engine on standby last week, sitting over at the station in the bay platform, and I forgot all about it. So I apologise to Toby and any Thomas fans out there. But I can run it any time. I did actually have to take it apart and do some necessary maintenance on it because it had sat in the box since, well, Richard was a boy. So you're talking maybe 20 plus years. Right, Whiz Beach, spelled Whiz Beach, spelled Whizbeck. Okay, fabulous. Thanks, Pete. See, I wasn't quite sure. I did say to Richard, is it actually pronounced Whiz Beach or Whizbeck? I suppose anything would do, but don't really want the locals jumping on him. But that's not really what it's about. It's about the coaches. Let me just check that I don't have any. Yeah, noise reduction is off. Just pop a little more up there. How's that? Final check. I'd have said Whizbeck. So a little lesson learned today. Yeah, I think because I used to work in Norfolk and outlying places and places like that, you used to pronounce it the way the locals pronounced it. So for example, just before you get to Norwich, there's a place called Wyndham, but it's actually spelled Wymondham. But they all call it Wyndham, so I called it Wyndham. Excuse me. And signal cabin. Greetings to you. Yeah, ordinarily I would speed them up a bit, but don't think they're really designed or geared to do high speeds. So what you're seeing is really what you get from an American 440 and a 260. I think. Therefore I am. Well, here she comes. The detail on this little 440. I know they're quite expensive and they have shoehorned everything in. There's an improvement over the old River Rosses. Yeah, that's another one. Toaster, pronounced toaster. Yeah, there is some funny names of towns around. You can absolutely be sure of that. Some of them are very near the knuckle, as they say. Jason's posted up some videos. There's hi. Currently working on adding wires to all the LEDs which come in a lot of buildings in Codenville. Yeah, that's a mammoth task that you've taken on there, Hi. I believe I did say that High's grasp of the English language is absolutely fabulous. He probably speaks the King's English better than I does. Oh dear. Yeah, I'll be watching out for that one, High, because that's obviously quite an ordeal. Yeah, you speak English extremely well. High's going to need even more lights. He'll be going blind with all that delicate and intricate end scale work. Ah, right. That's what I used to get past that one. It's like a set of specs where you can pop it on your head. Yeah, I couldn't work without those. There's another video popped up, but that's Tom's Märklin train layout. DRG Donnerbuchten passenger train. So have a look at Tom's Märklin train layout. He usually runs some pretty cool gear over there. I think. Oh, now what's the name? Dave Swindon Junction is. I think he must be having a holiday at the moment because I haven't seen a live come up. Because obviously I'm subscribed to him, and I see the lives pop up, but I haven't seen it today. So I think he must be having a holiday. Anthony Goss says, I have those and my brain struggles with them. Not sure why, but magnifying specs throw my coordination off. And now I just make my shapes look even worse. And High says the video coming Thursday is currently rendering. Oh, okay, fabulous. So look forward to that, High. Yes, I find in general the model railroad, model railway, model train community is incredibly supportive. It speaks volumes for the individuals concerned. Again, a tutorial. Yeah, I'm all in favour of tutorials. Yeah, spread the knowledge. Some of those American locos, what fantastic engineering they are. Yeah, considering they're tiny. I mean, I'll give you an idea. I'll just pop my hand next to it. And even in HO gauge, these are. There's my hand. And from the tip of my finger to my wrist, literally, that's how long it is. It's as long as my hand up to the wrist. And I haven't got the biggest hands in the world. Yeah, we do on the odd occasion get a few people that say things that they shouldn't, and they usually find the blunt end of the stick one way or the other. So we're a fairly self-policing community, really, and I mean, it's nice. Obviously, we've got guys like Flymo Chairman 1, Timber Surf, guys like Ben, who are pretty level-headed guys, and they know their way around what is acceptable and what isn't. And we do get the odd occasion where we'll put out a video or a live and things go slightly awry. And a good example of that is the video that Anthony put out for the Flying Scotsman. Some of the bile and vitriol that created in the comments literally took my breath away. I thought, people got nothing better to do than criticise with that amount of fervour. Yeah, T gauge is a bit, that's a bit too small. I thought Z gauge was small, but that's just ridiculous. I think the first time I saw that, Robert, was they did a rendering of the Forth rail bridge, the big one in Scotland, and a train to go across it. And that was in T gauge at an exhibition. Getting ready to watch your video right after this, Delft Junction, catching up with the last night's release. And Pete says, thanks Anthony, bit of a boob with the ballasting. Well, ballasting's always a problem. A problem to be overcome, but a problem nevertheless. And there's lots of different ways of doing it. I'm not sure one is better than the other. I just decided to use copy decks, and it took a long time, but I'm happy with the results, and it stuck down really well, and it allows my track to still move like this. So when it gets really hot in here in the summer, I don't get bendy tracks. It just takes out the slack, and any more than that, it really can bend without separating itself. I'll wait until yonder 2.6 goes past. Helps if you get it right, ballast to start with. It does, but you've got to learn it, and it's a hands-on thing, Robert. So you just have to experiment, trash it, experiment, trash it, and until you're happy, and then do the lot. One thing not keen on. No, but it does add something, particularly if you're looking at where you're sitting in my yard. It fills in a lot of what otherwise would be bare boards. Oh, Lee's off. Right, let's pop you back up here. There we go. Hey, we are back. Oh, nice to see you all again. Let's give you a little downward tilt so you can still see what's coming around in the background. There we go. Oh, too much. There's the little 260. I really like that. It's a Bachmann budget DCC sound. I think I got it for a song. There was a little bit of work to do on it, but I really like it because it does have some character, and it fits very nicely into coming out of 440s into the heavier locomotives. I think it's an outstanding little locomotive, nice little 260, and it chugs around. It's got nice valve gear. Got John James C at 7.2, if you don't mind mentioning. No, by all means. If you've got something coming up, if you can ask Flymo or Digger to pop it into the chat. I've absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. John JMC, he formerly worked at Digitrains, the guru of sound, but now he's decided to leave there and go over to Rails of Sheffield. So yeah, I wish him all the luck in the world there. Still a brilliant sound guy for that kind of thing. And these are just tickling around, and they haven't annoyed the heck out of me. They're quite yeah, relaxing, and yeah, sure, you can encourage such things. It's we are a community, a fairly steadfast community, and we like trains. Um, no matter what form they take, from the most modern, up-to-date trains, going back to something like the Richmond 440, which we're looking at 1880s to 1890s to 1900s. This one's got the Westinghouse pumps on it. So you're looking literally at the last of the 440s, really. I like this one because it's just got 106 on the tender, and I can use it for lots of different trains. If they got the road name on the tender, then it does tend to limit you on what you can use. And I've only got so much American stock. It's usually Union Pacific, New York Central, Virginia and Truckee, Denver and Rio Grande. Beyond that, I'm struggling. I've got some Central Pacific stuff when there was such a thing. Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe. Not a great deal of that, but I do have some Proto 1000, Proto 2000 engines which run DC, and they've got the beautiful paint scheme of Santa Fe on there, the war bonnet scheme, which I think is fabulous. The painting of that is brilliant. Let me just catch up with the chat. Glad we can encourage such things. Yeah, sure you can, Flymo. Everyone does different things which inspires everybody to test it out. Absolutely. That's all it takes, really. Oh, I really like that. And off you go. So, yeah, if it inspires everybody to do something similar, it's never going to be exactly the same, because you'll be putting the same model on a different layout and it will look completely different. Different curves, different levels of scenery, perhaps no scenery. Whatever you feel comfortable with, just run it, get the video out there. And I don't judge, I just enjoy. So I try to. If anybody asks in their video for feedback, I'll happily give it. I try not to go negative without beating around the bush first. So rather than say, oh, you don't want to do it this way, you don't want to do it that way, you can temper that by saying, perhaps you've already considered doing just wrapping it up in cotton wool, really. Constructive criticism, yeah. But it's difficult to get that across without being a blunt hammer, which again I try not to do. But that's it. We're all slightly different. We're all using 2 rails, 3 rails for our kicks. Advice if asked for, yeah, absolutely, Robert. Like making the perfect cup of coffee yourself. Yeah, I can make cup of coffees all day, and then my wife will come in and she'll make a cup of coffee which is better than anything I've attempted. So go figure that one. I don't know. But yeah, like I say, it's a pretty strong self-policing community, and it's really enjoyable watching Anthony's trains running faultlessly on Friday night. There's always going to be hiccups. Something will happen because it's live, and we live in a live domain. But yeah, everything's cool. With Anthony's stream, it's a nice familiar format which you can quickly settle into. It's like sitting around a campfire. I've said that before. And then you go into Robert's train set, and you'll start off with seeing Robert in the face, which some guys really don't like doing. And it does take some strength to get yourself in front of the camera. Possibly have people pick you apart. But Robert does it really well in a relaxed manner. And then it's quickly on with the videos, and this is what happened, that's what happens, take a look at this. Yeah, it's great. I always enjoy it. I enjoy Anthony's Friday night, which there's always a few revelations in there, which is brilliant. Knights of the rhomboid table, as he calls us. That's funny. Murphy from Murphy's Law. Oh, Murphy Models. Yes, well, I have had some things from Murphy Models. No, I haven't actually. It was Irish Model Railways, the Irish arm of Accurascale, which was the Guinness flats, and they are absolutely superb. Perhaps I ought to get them out and run them next week. I think I will. I do have my what the moments on my stream, but they happen to everyone. I just waffle on until Joyce shows up, and then everybody can wake up. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a lovely ending to the show because it sort of adds a family feel when Anthony's wife Joyce comes into the stream and she says, "Hi, everybody." Yeah, it's just it's a lovely addition to something that's already good. Well, that's my take on it, and it brings us all back on Friday nights, and it's enjoyable and it's light-hearted, and we watch trains running, superb trains running, and Anthony's unique banter, which is great. And obviously then Joyce comes in, and it makes a good thing even better. Yeah, you may think you waffle, Robert, but no, it's just you. I'm watching you as a person. I'm watching you and what you're doing. So I just get absorbed into that, and I quickly get the Robert vibe, and it's easy to watch then. Lord Owl's another one. There's usually something humorous that's happened, and it makes a family show, as Brian says. And Brian's very good. Brian doesn't seem to get rushed. It's just a nice, steady pace. This is what I've been doing. Take a look at this. What do you think of that? Yeah, Brian's a great guy. Right, so I'm gonna call it here, guys and girls. Everybody has their unique way of doing their streams, yes. And what I would say is it's all very good. You mumble, Pete. Okay, but you obviously recognise it yourself. So you may like to work on that, or you may like to carry on mumbling. I've never noticed, so it's all good. If that's what you want, there's plenty of videos on your channel, though. Dan's Model Railroading Journey. Yeah, okay, check that one out. Signal cabin is on the way. Colin's back to gluing, and I'm going to call it there. Thanks everyone for coming in. Thanks, Charlie. Watch out for another Portuguese train search coming soon. Oh yeah, I'll look for that. Okay. Digger Evans, yeah, another stalwart of our community. Anthony Dodge, as always. H&H Express, yeah, keep an eye on what High's doing with the LEDs. Robert, it's always a pleasure to have you in. And Brian, yeah, what a super guy. Shedmouth Junction, there is Martin. Coming at the end again. That's okay. There's always catch up. So what I've been running is some American stuff, as you can tell by the hat. Just take a look back on it, and yeah. Thanks, Al. the lavies will get painted on in network rail yellow actually. So we'll see how that comes out. And I'm going to call it there, guys. As Anthony says, Auf Wiedersehen, choose, and happy trains. And hopefully everyone stays healthy. I'll see you all back here next Sunday. So, Auf Wiedersehen.